Hello everybody, welcome back. Please don't forget you can stop this video at any time to write down your notes, or if you want to go back, if you've missed something, you can do that. Today we're going to be learning about France. Its official name is the French Republic, République Françoise. That's how you say it in French. You can see the backdrop is the French flag, which has blue on the left-hand side, white down the middle, and the thick red stripe on the right-hand side. So where is France located? Well, it's located in Western Europe. It borders the Bay of Biscay to its west, right over here, the English Channel and the United Kingdom to its north. It's in between Belgium and Spain. Belgium's to its north, Spain is to its southwest. It also has Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Luxembourg, and Andorra as other borders that it shares with other countries. You might notice this tiny little island right over here, right off the coast of Italy, that is controlled by the French. It's known as Corsica, and it is part of the French territory. Some general information. The population of France is about 67 million people. Its capital is Paris, also known as the City of Love. Its government type is a republic, so they do elect their officials. They do have free elections. The head of government is Prime Minister Philippe, who you don't really hear that much about. You mostly hear more about the next gentleman, the chief of state, which is President Emmanuel Macron. He's the guy you see on TV. He's the one who meets with other foreign heads of states and things like that. As for religion, Christian is the main religion. It is overwhelmingly Roman Catholic with 63 to 66%. There is approximately 7 to 9% of the population in France is Muslim. And about 23 to 28% just do not practice a religion at all. They are a part of the European Union, so they have a euro as their currency, which is their money. Language, French is the official and national language of France. Some common phrases: bonjour, mon nom est, hello, my name is. Au revoir means goodbye. Bisous, kiss. Merci, thank you. Things like that are some examples of the language that is spoken. And French is the predominant language. Almost all the population speaks it. Climate, the three main divisions of European climate, maritime, continental, and Mediterranean, are all found in France. As you can figure, the southern part of France is going to be a Mediterranean climate. The middle part, the eastern part of the country is going to be continental. And then along the northern coast, along the English Channel, you're going to get your maritime climate region. France receives about an average of 34 inches of precipitation every year as either rain or snow. Especially in the higher elevations is where you're going to find most of the snow. The northern section of the country, you're going to find a lot more rain. The continental climate covers much of eastern France, as I just talked about. The Mediterranean climate covers just north of the coast along the southern part of the country, and the maritime covers the northern part of France. Cuisine, French cuisine is widely renowned. The word gourmet is French, and restaurant is a French invention. These are all things that kind of came out of France. It is one of the more popular cuisines around the world. Meals are occasions for socializing, getting together. They often take quite a long time to happen. It's not something as quick as, say, in America. In France, a normal day often begins with café au lait, which is coffee with hot milk up here, and croissants, which you can kind of see on this picture. Crepes, which are the bottom picture, are a type of round, very thin pancake, eaten in a variety of ways. A lot of people now have been taking crepes and putting Nutella and fruits and things like that inside of it. which is pretty delicious. Popular French soup is onion soup, which is with bread and melted cheese over it. It's often eaten on New Year's Day in France. Pasterias specialize in pastries and sweets. Down here, you can see there's cupcakes, there's eclairs, there's cakes, danishes, and things like that all throughout. They do like their pastries and sweets in France. One delicacy eaten by the French on Christmas is an elaborate chocolate cake baked in the shape of and decorated like a log of wood called bouchée de Noël, made especially for the Christmas holiday. You can see it right over here. It's got that cream inside of it. The cake is rolled around. They put chocolate balls and chocolate leaves on top of it. It's very good. French wines are among the world's best. French winemaking has a rich and long history that dates way back to pre-Roman times. Some of the most famous varieties come from Burgundy, France, Champagne, and Bordeaux. And you can see some of the vineyards. These are just rows of grapes and how they grow. The soil is really good. The climate, the elevation is really good. That makes French wines some of the best in the world. Landforms. France is shaped in the form of a hexagon. It is distinguished topographically by clear-cut features and divisions. The French Alps represent only a small area of the mountain chain. Nonetheless, they occupy about 15,000 square miles of French territory and include the highest peak in Europe, Mont Blanc, at 15,767 feet. Now compare that to Mount Everest, which is 29,000 feet. And so it's pretty tall, but it's not crazily tall. And here you can see again up in the top the elevation in feet. The yellow means that it's lower elevation, flat. As you get more green, gets a little bit higher. The darker the brown is, the higher elevation it is. So you can see much of northern France and western France along the water is going to be lower elevation. As you make your way inland, it starts getting green and a little bit more brown. The Pyrenees Mountains along the southern border with Spain are a decent height elevation. Along the western part of the country with Switzerland, Germany, and Italy, you get the Alps. This is where Mont Blanc is, right over here. It kind of shows you in Corsica down here. It's a relatively high elevation island. Tourism. The Arc de Triomphe was inaugurated in 1836 by the French King Louis Philippe, who dedicated to the armies of the Revolution and the Empire. Much like the United States, they have a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which was buried at the base of the arch in 1921. The flame of remembrance is rekindled every day at 1830, which in military time, you subtract 12, which would be about 6:30 at night. Oops, sorry. One of France's many Gothic cathedrals, Notre Dame, is a major tourist attraction. Unfortunately, majority of Notre Dame in Paris burnt down, I think, a year or two ago. They're in the process of funding it and rebuilding to put it back, but many of these steeples up here had fallen. They were able to get a lot of the texts and scrolls and stuff like that from inside the building before it was any damage was known. But Notre Dame is a really cool place to go if you get an opportunity to visit Paris. The Eiffel Tower, one of the more famous icons in the world, was built by Gustave Eiffel, and the tower bears his name in honor of the centennial anniversary of the French Revolution. Here you can see it at night, all lit up, looking very nice. And here you can see it during the day where there's parks around and people gather and they can hang out. It's a very romantic place to go. Just some other interesting things about France. They have fields of lavender in Provence, which As you can see, there's all over here, all the way down, all around. There's just lavender plants all around. It's got a great smell, great scenery. It's very beautiful. France's largest stadium, Stade de France, is home to both France's national football team and its national rugby team over here on this picture. Rugby is pretty popular. Obviously, soccer is extremely popular in France. If you're in France and you want to visit the Louvre, it's a museum that's got many famous works of art. You can kind of see it all around, and it's this famous pyramid right here. It's got the Mona Lisa, which is this picture over here, as well as Liberty Leading the People, which was the July Revolution of 1830, which toppled King Charles X. And this is a depiction of it. It's a very popular painting. And our last slide is going to be the Great Palace at Versailles. It was built by Louis XIV, who reigned for 54 years and transformed France into a centralized and absolute monarchy. And you can see the grounds are very pretty. There's a lot of gardens and greenery around the outside. The palace itself has got some beautiful, beautiful architecture, and you can see the painting on the ceilings and the columns and everything like that. It's a really cool place to go. And that's basically France. Hopefully you get to visit there one day. Thank you very much.